Thank you for tuning in. I'm Alan Ellison, a lifelong resident of Florida, the son of some very humble and hardworking folks who scraped for every dollar they made and instilled in me a love and belief for the possibilities of this nation. And this love and fervent belief is what I want to talk to you about. Our Fridays for Florida topics come from people just like you, and this topic comes from Deborah B. People across this nation are looking for solutions, not more problems, and they understand the importance of turning Florida Ellison blue. You want answers, and politicians such as my opponent, Senator Marco Rubio, simply will not be responsive to your needs. He's unaccountable, untrustworthy, and divisive. Your concerns are not his concerns, and therefore, he must go. We will discuss the growing political divide in our country, but more importantly, how to heal this divide. A recent study showed that our country is at one of its most divisive periods in history. Many of you have felt it and read about it. Many of you deal with it. Politicians in our own media outlets have drawn political lines to wedge us into identifiable groups based on race, sexual orientation, party affiliation, whether vaccinated or unvaccinated, red and blue states, or pro-science versus anti-science. Our individualism, unless we are speaking about our individual effort to support a unified cause, has no place in our society. It's we, the people, one nation under God, indivisible, e pluribus unum, from many one. For too long, we have allowed politicians, media outlets to drive us apart, so far apart that many of us are operating on the extremes. It's my way or the highway, as if there is no common ground. There is common ground. Across this nation, we have stopped listening to one another. We have stopped respectfully expressing our sentiments so as not to one-up one another, but share what is really concerning to you. We have stopped trusting the facts and our own God-given good conscience. I admit sometimes I'm a bit stubborn from my own political purview, but I never stop listening. I never stop learning. And sometimes the most unsuspecting truth and new information can come from unlikely sources. Many of my views are based on political strategy, logic, and empathy for those connected to me, whether directly or indirectly. If my neighbor is hungry, do I feed him? If my neighbor is thirsty, do I not give him something to drink? In Washington, we have politicians that have stoked the fire of the political divide, completely disregarding the needs of the American people. My opponent in the United States Senate, Marco Rubio, has decided that he only represents those who voted for him. Every single individual in the state of Florida and the entire country are relying on leaders to provide legislation to improve the quality of their life. After thousands of deaths to gun violence, after losing so many children to school shootings, our Senator Marco Rubio, still accepts money from the NRA and still does not write legislation to protect the most vulnerable among us. When asked to lift up the working class, the folks who work hard to provide for their families, that pay their taxes, that selflessly give of themselves more than what is asked, pleaded for Marco Rubio to vote in favor of the COVID relief bill and the infrastructure bill. Rubio voted no. Senator Marco Rubio has failed the working class. He has failed Florida, and he has failed America when we needed him the most. A Harvard study showed that 77% of Americans believe that our differences are not so great that we can't come together. Many of you believe it's important to get along with people who we disagree with politically. We just want to be heard. Therefore, leadership matters. I'll be your strong and competent leader who never stops fighting for you. The leader who brings respect back to the United States Senate. A leader who listens and responds to you. In the words of the great Maya Angelou, in minor ways we differ, but in major ways we are the same. I note the obvious differences between each sort and type. We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. If you are hopeful about the promise that America still has to offer, then help us amplify this message. It is a message of hope, a message that we, the people, can and will improve the quality of our lives with effective leadership. It is a message that enough is enough. This is a people-powered movement. If you want to know who your politicians answer to, who they're beholden to, then check their campaign contributions, then check ours. I am for the people. I am working for you. Follow me on social media. Join our growing team of change agents and donate $5 to our campaign to flip Florida blue. Hang on, Florida. Hang on, America. Help is on the way. I'm Allen Ellison, and I want to be your next U.S. Senator. Thank you.